Harper Audio presents Our Country Nurse by Sarah Beeson MBE and Amy Beeson, read by Anna Bentinck. Chapter 1. The early autumn sun made my eyelids flutter as my brand-new green Mini sped round a sharp bend, at which was yet another signpost promising that the village of Totley lay a short distance ahead of me. It seemed complicit with every twist and turn of the Kent countryside to keep the hilltop village from my eagerly searching eyes. It teased me, revealing woods, then a flash of a farm at the end of a long muddy road, and the odd white weatherboarded cottage tucked away in the brambles at the edge of a copse. I was starting to feel like the place I was searching for didn't really exist, adding to my apprehension that the whole thing was a misunderstanding, and when I arrived they'd tell me that there'd been an error, and I hadn't got the job at all. After all, who'd want a 20-something health visitor straight out of training? The road was never straight for more than a minute. I'd driven all the way from my parents' new townhouse in Staffordshire, and I was desperate to be in my first home. Just me, no brothers and sisters or flatmates. Just me for the very first time in my life. To my great relief, the raw countryside eventually gave way to high wooden gates that exposed only the numerous chimneys belonging to the big houses of the county set, and, at long last, a sign which read, "Welcome to Totley." I sighed. It was beautiful and quiet, and so different from the streets of Hackney. It was like arriving in another world, as my eyes delighted in the beautiful stone walls, nestling cottages with bow windows and front doors, separated from the pavement by only narrow porches. I felt my spirits lift, and drummed along to the beat of "Higher and Higher" by Jackie Wilson on the car radio. The steeple of St. Agatha's Church peeked out almost reticently from behind aged yew trees. As I cruised past the church, a cacophony of bells rang out proudly from the belfry, giving my arrival in the village a dreamlike feel. The heavy oak doors opened and wedding guests poured into the churchyard, idly nestling amongst the neglected gravestones, having a quick solitary smoke, or chatting in clusters of acquaintances. I looked on and smiled as the bride and groom, surrounded by their closest family and friends, were photographed by a man in a grey flannel suit with long sandy hair, a cigarette dangling from his lips as he forced elderly aunts, in floral A-line dresses, elbow to elbow, with young groomsmen in stripy ill-fitting suits with yellow carnations in their buttonholes. The bride was radiant in a wide-brimmed floppy white hat and an Empire Line scooped neck gown. Her dress billowed out in the breeze as she tightly held on to a small bouquet of indistinguishable pink flowers. Her bridesmaids enthusiastically tossed confetti over the happy couple. Their shallow, long-handled wicker baskets hung over their arms like handbags filled with yellow carnations. I came to a crossroads and glanced down at the directions I'd scribbled when the superintendent health visitor telephoned to offer me the job. Ivy Cottage Clinic, Main Road. Ask Mrs. Florence Farthing for keys. Next door at Primrose Cottage. Main Road appeared to be the road I was on. I continued ahead and found myself in the epicentre of Totley. A row of cream cottages with brightly painted front doors faced the village hall and Totley garage, amongst a parade of small shops and businesses. A pair of black boots stuck out from under a rover at the garage, and multicoloured bunting fluttered in the wind at the village hall, which was no doubt the venue for the wedding reception. I pulled up on the street outside the pale blue door of Ivy Cottage at the end of the terrace. A shiny plaque told me unmistakably that it was Totley Clinic. I was finally home. I turned off the engine and jumped out of my newly acquired Mini, issued to me by the county as one of the perks of the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?